Big question here on Morning Kicker. And what is the big question of the day? Well, Manchester United unfurled some renderings and a big plan for a new Old Trafford replacement, leading us to ask, what's the weirdest soccer stadium in the world? Manchester United with this taking a shot at what might be, a competitor for weird and outlandish stadia.
Yeah, I mean, it looks amazing. It does look like circus tents, which led to a lot of jokes, easy jokes on social media.
I mean, that keeps the leaks out, right?
I guess you could say they pitched this idea. Oh, it's a tent joke. That's terrible. Look, it's striking to say the least. We actually have a little bit of a video. Let me see where we are in this. Oh, that's not the one I wanted to get to. Let's go.
The network of Manchester Ship Canal. Bringing it
So we
back
get it.
to a
I'm
new
trying to
life.
skip to the good
Shipping
part
in
here. Oh,
components,
look, we're getting to see the thing being
160 of
constructed.
them.
That's a
no,
strong crane to
actually.
lift the whole stadium.
And then
like
we
that.
rebuild.
Yeah,
the
I don't know
Old
about this
Trafford
British dude. I guess he works
Station,
for the
and that
design
becomes
firm.
the
I'm going to turn him down.
processional way
Um,
to the
I love a good
stadium,
rendering.
welcoming
This one is
and
extremely
a
over the top.
part
How
of
big
the
is this
new
stadium supposed to be,
sportsman
Robert?
neighborhood.
Oh, goodness gracious. It's a big one. It's going to at least match that of the
It learns
of
from
It's
Old
100,000.
Trafford, which
I believe it's 100,000 is what it's supposed to be, Robert. 100,000 seats, which I believe would make it one of the biggest football arenas in the world. There aren't too many 100,000 seat stadiums out there.
Wembley,
in
the
world football.
currently the biggest in England with 90K. And then this project, you want to take a guess at the estimated cost of new Old Trafford?
Oh, it's got to be like $3 billion. What are we talking about here?
Okay, I got to get my pinky out. $7.3 billion.
Wow, $7.3 billion as I try
The
to get
specifics of how it would be funded are not known. And true sign of the times, Sir Jim Radcliffe, from a certain echelon in the social caste system, talking about how he never would have thought that $40,000 could be donated or saved somehow for the former players of United, but then at the same time unfurl a rendering for a $7 billion stadium. So sign of the times there coming out of Manchester United.
I think this says so much about what's wrong with top level football ownership right now. It speaks to a complete lack of awareness of what is important, what matters, why these clubs existed in the first place. Again, Newton Heath and the history of Manchester United and all those things. $7.3 billion plan to build a 100,000 seat stadium.
But the team was going to be out of cash by Christmas, though.
Right. I mean, when you've laid off, how many hundreds of employees have been laid off by Manchester United recently? I saw somebody, basically say, and I'm paraphrasing here, we don't have money to pay the lunch lady, but we do have money to plan for a 100,000 seat stadium that looks like it just flew in from outer space and is bringing aliens who are set to take over our planet. I mean, it's the lack of, again, the inability to read the room is insane.
Taking it to another level, really.
I get it that clubs need to do stuff like this to keep up, and that's the problem. Like, we're in this race now. This is a hamster wheel situation. And everybody's got to figure out a way to build these new stadiums. Now, we're here talking about Manchester United, but I do want to talk about weird stadium ideas, and we thought we would throw a couple of them out. I'm going to go back. This is an idea that did not happen.
Love
but
this.
You and I were both thought about this immediately. That building is now destroyed, right? They've torn down the old Silver Dome.
Yeah,
completely.
it's a rubble pile in Pontiac, Michigan now.
Okay, so if you remember, some people. By the way, opening game of the 1994 World Cup happened at the Pontiac Silver Dome.
Right there.
Eric Ronaldo, who I do a radio show with sometimes,
He
I think
mentions
every
this
day,
a couple times, doesn't he?
scored a free kick goal for the United States men's national team in that World Cup game where they put grass down in the dome. This is a couple of years. This is like maybe 8-10 years ago.
2012, I believe it was.
Wow, a long time ago. I think Pablo Mauro was on this story at one point. They were going to redo the Silver Dome so that it would have multiple arenas, a soccer stadium somehow on top with music venues below, I think it was the idea. I would have loved for this to happen. It did not happen. But in the spirit of sort of odd renderings and things, well, okay, how about we go to the real world? Something that actually has happened, which is this is a stadium in Turkey, right, that is designed to look like a crocodile. As far as striking stadium designs go,
I love it.
rough.
I absolutely love this.
Yeah, you're
I
a big
mean,
fan of this one?
yeah, I mean, to embrace a nickname. I mean, I know we kind of like associate nicknames and going over the top with mascots as an American thing, but this is Turkey. They are nicknamed the Crocodiles, and they have really embraced it. This stadium literally means crocodile arena in Turkish, and those are glass panels and membranes. I'm not sure what membrane means in a construction term, but yeah, those are glass panels, and pretty amazing that they would build a crocodile
Yeah,
stadium.
this is the home of Bursaspor in Turkey. This is the Centennial Ataturk Stadium, I believe, is the official name of the stadium. I'm not sure. I think there may be a sponsor involved somehow, but when they play in UEFA, it's the Bursa Metropolitan Municipality Stadium. But yeah, incredible design. Looks like a crocodile. That one actually does exist, right? That's a real building. We wanted to
That
bring
looks
in
like an
some of
AI.
the
What would a crocodile stadium look like? But it's real. It's
yeah.
very cool.
I want to bring in some of the Saudi Arabia planned stadiums for the World Cup happening in 2034. I don't want to get into how that bid was awarded and all the craziness of that. And we did highlight this one on the show a while back. This is this is the Chalupa. I call it the Chalupa Stadium. It looks like a Taco Bell menu item to me. It's supposed to be like
The green
obviously
menu.
tied into the earth and it's growing from the ground. These are all just concepts now, but of course it's Saudi Arabia. They have the cash to probably build this stuff. And there's a lot of them. I didn't even grab all of them. First of all, Rob, give us your thoughts about this stadium briefly.
This one, we talked about it earlier. Like you said, this seems like the vegetarian option on the Taco Bell. This is the Taco Bell vegetarian uh, cheesy or the Crunchwrap Supreme, maybe with like some lettuce leaves rather than a tortilla, perhaps. It'd be cool
Okay.
if they could grow grass on the roof of a stadium. I'm all for earthiness, maybe keep the temperature down a little bit, but
Yeah,
a
that's
wild
yeah.
concept. I'm glad people are having such outside of the box ideas.
Yeah, if you live in a urban
Desert.
environment, you live in a city. Sometimes you will see that they have put like uh, uh, grass and stuff on top of buildings in order to cool the buildings, I guess, and give people a place to hang out. Maybe this is.
Yeah,
I
because I
don't think
mean,
you.
when you're in the urban jungle, a concrete jungle, I mean that heat is no joke coming off the concrete. So soil and natural elements helps that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of a audible here. This is from Jack's Film Room. Mbatho Stadium is one of the weirdest ones. We do have actually an image of that one. This is what he's talking about. A little blurry here, but it's got all these weird. The stands are all kind of. First of all, how do you even get to these? Like,
They're considered. This one's an example of a brutalist design
Okay,
in
sure.
a stadium, which is a rare form of
If
what do you
you're
call it?
if
Architecture approach
yeah.
to a
Oh,
stadium.
I live in D.C. I know all about brutalism. The if you're in the top corner in that middle section, like how that's just got to be a weird angle to watch a football match.
They call them
That
floating
was right.
stands. I wasn't sure if that was maybe meant for a different sport with those kind of angles.
Could be. This is in South Africa, so there are other sports that matter. Obviously, you can see the running track, which always these days. Oh, there's a running track. That's so gross. At Barcelona, for example, playing at the Olympic Stadium in Barcelona has a running track, and it feels weird. But of course, there were lots of games historically and in World Cups and various places that had running tracks around the field, and back
Yeah.
then they didn't care too much. All right, back to Saudi Arabia because again, this is such a font of weird stadium designs.
That one is unreal.
This looks like something from Tron. This does not look like it could actually happen in real life. I believe that is built into some sort of walled section of the Nome city and it's NOEM, I believe, that Saudi Arabia is planning. If you don't know about this city, and maybe I'm sure there's an excellent YouTube video on this planned city that maybe we can watch together at some point.
The
If you don't
line.
know about this city, it is yeah, they're planning a stadium or rather a city that is a line. It's on the far western side of Saudi Arabia, up there by the Red Sea. And I don't know. I don't know. Again, can they actually do this? I know they have a lot of money, but do they have this kind of money? Is this what they've got? Now, again, speaking of sort of like it looks like computer graphics and not real. Look at this thing. What is that? That's supposed to look. You can see inside there. There's supposed to be this is another one of the
It's a
Saudi
cliff
Arabia planned
city, a
stadiums.
cliff city with a stadium with an open end over the cliff. That I mean, I love imagination.
It's insane. Again, it's beautiful imagination. Will it actually happen? Will there be a stadium built that looks like that, Robert? Do you really believe it's going to happen?
That looks like a kid who spent his whole summer in Minecraft and just came up with the sickest look to build a cliff city with a stadium as the centerpiece. Super cool. Going back to the line, that reminds me, there was wasn't there like a Matt Damon sci-fi movie where there was like a ring around the outside of the earth where only like the rich people could go up and
Don't know that one.
get
Gotta find it.
health care and live in a nice place, but very very futuristic, very like I love the fact that gawking at renderings is no longer just an American soccer pursuit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess that's true. I am a rendering junkie, but I like renderings that feel like they have a real possibility of happening.
Yeah,
Right, that's what I
we're
like.
our eyebrows are raised about a stadium in the United States having a roof on it, and they're talking about building Minecraft cliff stadiums. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
in fact, speaking of renderings, when we were doing our research for this episode, you were like, "What about Al Lang Stadium in Tampa?" And
That's not
they've
Al
got
Lang.
no. This one is. Yeah, but this is not the way it looks. This is the way they imagined it if MLS was going to come to town because they didn't have another stadium plan. And this is obviously Al Lang is a baseball stadium that has been repurposed for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And this is very pretty. I don't know how great it would be with the two open corners and that one side that's right there on the highway, but it's not a bad looking rendering. And I do very much enjoy these renderings. Maybe we need to do a review of. I know that there's projects happening in a couple of places. I actually just heard, Robert. I'll throw this in as a bonus as we finish the show up. That Ronaldinho is going to attend the groundbreaking of the new stadium project in Greenville, South Carolina. Why? I don't know, but he's going to be there to celebrate the groundbreaking for their 10,000 seater in Greenville, South Carolina.
Mr. Davis, have you been playing soccer categories before the show again? Because that sentence you just said doesn't make any sense in a reality-based thing. Anything? I'm not like big for spokesmen that are kind of like ancillary coming in, but connecting Ronaldinho to anything stateside.
Oh, it
I
happens.
can,
It's happened before. This is not new. I mean,
yeah. Was
know,
it
my-
an NASL connection or something with Ronaldinho and domestic American soccer?
okay, I'm gonna say something that you're going to be shocked by.
Are my
okay?
eyebrows gonna go whoop?
I think you're going to be shocked by this.
Okay.
If you give Ronaldinho a little bit of money, he will show up wherever you want him to. I don't know if you knew that.
I'm not
That's a
shocked.
thing.
Okay. You didn't break any ground there. Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, this is a man who spent some time in a Paraguayan prison. So that's one. I mean, he's like one of the greatest,
And he was still smiling, I bet.
most entertaining players of all time, Ronaldinho. But yeah, this is an odd one that he's going to be in green. Why? Just because it's a famous name and he's available, and he doesn't cost all that much. Okay. He's part of the ownership group. I'm actually seeing that he's part of the ownership group there in Greenville. This is from last year, October 9th. He was announced as part of, and there are some of these celebrity, and he's a former soccer player, so it's maybe a little bit stronger idea than some of these other celebrities are buying into soccer teams in America. But some of this is like, are they actually putting money in? Or
Is he putting more than his name in?
I think maybe it's just can we attach your name to our club and say you're an owner? You don't even have to give us any money. It's just going to help us out. Sell it to the local community and get some sponsors on board and partners. I think that's probably what it is.
Yeah, I mean, a sign of the times, that would be pretty wild. Should we, do an MK on the scene and, see if Ronaldinho shows up? We take a road trip to Carolina and try to see if he actually shows?
My mom lives down near Greenville, South Carolina, not too far. Actually, I've been to Greenville. It's a very nice little town. I have not been to any of their soccer offerings, but I would love to go. And as soon as they get some proper renderings of their stadium, maybe we will do a review of some of these soccer projects. If you guys are interested in a stadium rendering review here on Morning Kick Around.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I was going to say we kind of went off on a tangent with our Ronaldinho side topic, but yeah, of the expansion talk that's going on and the new building talk, who has the most outside of the box idea? Who has the most innovative or unique plans for the new stadia, the new generation that might be coming of new soccer specific stadiums? I think that about does it for Wednesday's morning kick around. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed already, be sure to do so. Morning kick around on youtube.com. Join the MK Ultras, a group that is expanding at a rapid clip. Beat the next one to do so. You can also follow along on social media at mkickaround, X, Instagram, and Blue Sky. Write us a note, morningkickaround@gmail.com, or throw some cash, ko-fi.com/morningkickaround. Like you said earlier in the show, we are live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. You can catch the full episode or segmented clips on the YouTube channel. So if you like a segment of the show, you can also watch along live, get in on the chat, and become part of the contributing faction of the MK Ultras.
There you go.
Any other final notes?
No, enjoyed it. Good show. Thank you to everybody who watched and commented. We appreciate you all.
All right, plenty of soccer to go. We are next on Friday morning. Plenty of soccer between now and then. So until Friday morning, everybody, please enjoy your soccer.